3CT podcast. It is September the 13th, 2022. We are glad you're joining us once again. If you are not subscribed to the show and you're just jumping in from wherever you are, make sure you are subscribed on all podcast platforms so you never miss a single episode. Our Tuesday podcasts, our Thursday live shows, which also end up on the live feed, but are on the podcast feed. But you can also see the live shows on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can get all of that information, plus our merchandise, plus our Patreon channel, as long as it still exists, although it's probably going away, over at 3countthursday.com. The full crew here, Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and Intern Mark. So we have a few things here on the agenda today, and this is something that I think we kind of walked into last week on the podcast, bringing up with All Out a little over a week ago, looking back to All In from September of 2018, so 4 years ago this month, the event that kind of started it all. I guess basically the story goes, Dave Meltzer said that, these guys, Cody and the Bucks and Kenny Omega, they couldn't fill a building. They couldn't pull a pay-per-view off themselves. And those guys said, hey, those guys said what most wrestling fans on Twitter have said at one time or another, and that's, hey, fuck you, Dave. But so All In was back in September of 2018. So we're going to look at this card and see where it was then compared to kind of where we are now. Look back on it. Some things that were great, some things that were not so great, some things that maybe probably shouldn't have been on this show at all. I think we touched on one of those last week as well. So the event as a whole, 11 matches, 2 that were on the pre-show, the buy-in, whatever they were calling it at the time. And so I don't know where do we want to start? Do we want to just kind of review the card, what was on the card, and kind of go from there and wherever the discussion leads? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just run down the card here quick. Your pre-show matches: SoCal Uncensored defeated the Briscoe brothers. Flip Gordon, Chico El Luchador won by last eliminating Bully Ray in the over 19-person over budget battle royale to become the number 1 contender for the ROH World Title. Matt Cross defeated MJF. Christopher Daniels defeated Stephen Amell. Tessa Blanchard defeated Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Chelsea Green and Madison Rain. Cody defeated Nick Aldis for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Hangman Page defeated Joey Janela in a Chicago street fight. Jay Lethal defeated Flip Gordon in a singles match to retain the ROH World Title. Kenny Omega defeated Penta. Okada defeated Marty Scurll. And in the main event, the Golden Elite defeated Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio in a 6-man tag match. So, and I think one of the other things that occurred on this event was the Dick Druids and Joey Ryan spot, which is something that we brought up that certainly has not aged well over the past 4 years, much like that second to last match on the card also has not aged well either. But I don't know who wants to lead us off in terms of looking back at this show and where we were then, where we are now.
I think I suggested in the chat, like, we all just bring an item that shocks us when we look at this card. If that's the route we want to take,
sure,
we can do that. The thing that shocked me the most is that in the 19-person over-the-top Battle Royal match, and I understand this person was not signed to the WWE yet, but Punishment Martinez just kind of jobbed out in that match. And fast forward 3 years, a key member of Judgment Day, a mainstay on the Monday Night Raw roster,
Former U.S. champion.
former U.S. champion. What 3 years can do to somebody like that in this match. Kind of contrasting to somebody. Well, that one doesn't age well either. Well,
there's a lot that doesn't age well.
Yeah,
there really doesn't.
Yeah, it's there's a lot.
Somebody that's. I'll just leave it at that. Oh shit! Brandon Cutler was in that match. I'll be damned. A different trajectory than Brandon Cutler.
Certainly. Yeah. We'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. For me, looking at it, I look at that 4-corner survival match, the women's, and the victor of that match, Tessa Blanchard. To me, it not shocking that she won 4 years ago, but looking at the journey of the last 4 years, because I think going in with AEW then starting up, NXT still firing on all cylinders, Impact Wrestling, which we've talked about on our shows, always one of the best at presenting women's wrestling, and Tessa Blanchard, much like others up and down this card, in different ways, kind of their own worst enemy. But Tessa Blanchard to I think she just made her return on the indie scene at PPW, I believe, recently or somewhere, or is making a debut or making a return to PPW. But I mean,
hope it's short-lived.
Removed from Women of Wrestling. I mean, the toxic the toxic force field's not the right word, but just everything about Tessa Blanchard is non-preferred. Nobody's touching, nobody's biting, and she has herself only really to blame there. So yeah, that to see that and to see her nowhere on the major wrestling scene right now 4 years later is surprising to look back.
I'm telling Paul Bo you said that.
Mine's kind of similar to yours, Jim, in that you see someone wrestling a person of the caliber of Hangman Adam Page in Joey Janela, and then just another person whose career trajectory has just not kind of matched. I know he did initially get some bit of rub, but ever since that show, it seemed like that was kind of going to be a good starting off point. I think a lot of people locally kind of knew what Janela could bring to the table, and were anxious to see, what his career path would look like with that kind of match. And it just really didn't amount to, I think, a lot of what the expectations might have been. I know injuries played a part in that as well, but and I'm not going to, go into the personal stuff that he's also lost since then, but it's just been kind of an unfortunate turn for Joey, and hopefully he can bounce back at some point.
Joey.
Mark or Tim?
Well, I'm a little disappointed in what's become of Marty Scurll.
Ooh.
I don't think he'll ever be back.
No.
And he's got no one to blame but himself. And Joey Ryan, boy, he was something. Now look at him. He can't even get a job at Walt Disney World.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's a shame.
But again, no, it's there's a lot of up and down this card of nobody to blame but themselves. I mean, Flip Gordon, I think, even to a lesser degree, but kind of just becoming a fucking whack-a-nut over the past 4 years, has kind of worked himself out of a lot of good graces with a lot of people. I mean, we were on a pretty good relationship with him. I know the guys over at New Age Insiders were really close to him because they're in the Massachusetts area, and there's a lot of people that just non-preferred Flip Gordon.
If I'm gonna pick one, and you might be surprised by what I pick here, but if Tony Khan ever decides that he's gonna rerun All Out, I might strongly suggest you leave off your fastest rising star, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, losing to a guy who was a part of Wrestling Society X in Matt Cross. And that's not to take anything away from Matt Cross, a fantastic competitor, a Midwest indie legend. But MJF, even if I'm not that high on him, even looking at where he sits in the AEW pantheon right now, where he sits amongst the stars, I mean, being at present day, being presented across the ring from possible 3-time AEW world champion Jon Moxley, him losing to Matt Cross,
Yeah.
boy, that's wild. That's wild.
Especially on a show that like is kind of this new blood, you know, a different a new world in wrestling is possible. And at the time, 38-year-old Matt Cross defeating 22-year-old MJF. Like it just, yeah, that one.
Hindsight's 2020, Jim.
that one pings a little bit, you know. It doesn't.
Like, look at the card, like even look at the card top to bottom. The
What
Briscoes,
was Lanny fucking Poffo doing here? Leaping fucking Lanny?
Jay Lethal was doing the Black Machismo gimmick.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
That
All right. That checks.
So that's why he was Black Machismo here for this one match.
I mean, like,
during Being the Elite, there was a spot where Jay Lethal got knocked out and was sent back into doing the Macho Man stuff. And there was a spot in the match where, like, that match is actually really fun. Lethal thinks Brandy is Liz. So he's like telling her to get around and get in his corner.
Oh yeah! Go back and watch it. Damn it!
He's like, let me see if let me do a quick research.
It is coming back to me now that totally makes sense why Brandy was down there with Flip then as well.
And man, like, yeah. So with the whole Flip thing, like, I felt there was so much like Cody and Brandy and like Flip was in with the Elite and all of the, and here we are 4 years later, and you know, obviously Cody and Brandy are in WWE. The Elite, they still do being the Elite. Flip Gordon is nowhere to be found. Nowhere. And again,
I mean, you alluded as to why that.
Yeah, I mean, again, he self-destructed during the pandemic. Really, he did. But man, it's crazy to think about that. Like, he's, as AEW is getting ready to start. If you would have told me 4 years ago, as AEW is getting ready to start bringing in names and launching the press conference and stuff like that, and Tony Khan buys Ring of Honor, if you would have told me then that Flip Gordon would be nowhere to be found in that world, it wouldn't have made sense, man. Like, that guy was just on such an upward trajectory. You know, mid-20s at the time. He's only 30 now, so he's still on the right side of 30. But holy crap! Like the fact that somebody who, you know, won this battle royale, which has become, you know, I mean, it's an annual tradition in the WWE. It's a multi times a year seemingly tradition in AEW. This guy gets that rub, going for the ROH title, and is nowhere to be seen. Is wild to me.
Here's another thing that's wild to me. The ring announcers for this event was Justin Roberts and Justin Roberts,
yeah,
and Bobby Cruz. and AEW fucking went with Justin Roberts.
Well, because I think Cruz was still doing ROH stuff, right? So he was
fair.
tied
ROH
in.
was still that's
But
fair.
now, I mean, on AEW Dynamite 6 days ago, you had your main event was for the ROH Pure title, and Bobby Cruz is ring announcing for Ring of Honor, and I'm like, man, can we just go with Bobby Cruz now?
Do you remember who the backstage interviewers were?
Was Shivani one of them?
Nope.
No, I don't.
Alicia Atut was
Okay.
one of them, and Sean Mooney.
Oh my god! You want to talk about another guy who has fallen off the face of the earth? Sean Mooney, like he burst on the scene. He had the podcast. He was doing the spots on the Edge and Christian show on the WWE Network. And no
Let's
more
reach out to
podcast.
Sean Mooney. Where's Sean Mooney at?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
He was doing a podcast. Wasn't he trying to like sell advertising for his podcast?
Yeah, that went away. That ended. The podcast ended.
Oh, what a shame.
He was
I want
on
whoever's listening to this to tweet Sean Mooney.
In
and tell him,
January
hey,
2020, he debuted on the NWA broadcast team. He's no longer there. Yeah, he's just kind of disappeared. I don't know what's going on with Sean Mooney.
That's a shame. I hope he's all right.
He was always
You
one of
like
my
Sean?
favorites, man. He really was. I always enjoyed him. Let's see, is he even on Twitter anymore? Let me see if he's had any recent Twitter activity. Sean Mooney has not tweeted since he retweeted a tweet in February of 2021. He has not sent a tweet himself since December of 2020. Man, that's kind of disappointing. I don't know what happened to Sean Mooney. Let's try and get him on the show. Let's find out. Let's see if we can get a hold of Sean Mooney. We won't. We'll forget. But yeah. Anything else from the event that was?
I'm doing a research
Okay.
really quick.
On Sean Mooney.
No.
So
Even better.
So this one was it was then the Sears Center. It is now the Now Arena. 11,263 fans. 50,000 was the buy rate. Yeah, I'm just looking at the card here. I mean, Hangman Page getting the win, not a surprise. Cody as NWA champion. It also does it also feel weird? Not Cody getting the win, but like the NWA World Championship was on this card. That almost even feels weird to me. Like I feel like Nick Aldis on this card. Like one of these things is not like the other. I feel like Nick Aldis is kind of an odd man out when you're looking at this card.
Isn't this really the launching point though of NWA returning?
Yeah.
We didn't have NWA Power, I don't think, before All In. So
That's
that was
true.
really the launching point for NWA's rebirth as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point, Ryan. Yeah, let's see here. Meltzer gave 6 matches on the card, 4 stars or higher, despite the main event being significantly cut short due to time constraints. Meltzer gave that one a 4.5 star rating. How
That
long?
was the 6-man, right? That's right up Meltzer's alley, though.
Yeah, the Golden Elite, Ibushi and the Young Bucks, Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio. I like that name sticks out to me on this card too. Not because he doesn't necessarily belong, but it just. So when did he return to WWE? That was September of 2018.
All I know is his eyes were intact at this show.
He was. So he made a one-night appearance in January of 2018. So he made a WWE appearance earlier in 2018. On September 19th, it was confirmed Mysterio signed a 2-year contract with WWE. So only like 2 weeks after All In Did Rey Mysterio re-sign with WWE? Obviously, 4 years later, still in the mix, and all the storyline going on with him and his son Dominic now, in the Judgment Day and all that. So, which, by the way, he was one of the A&E documentaries this time around. I thought one of the best ones. They touched on a lot of good and a lot of bad. They touched on the his drug addiction. They touched on the passing of crap. I'm seeing if I can find his name because it's slipping my mind here. Pero Aguayo. They touched on that on the documentary, so they definitely didn't shy away from bad things. Like a lot of times WWE documentaries, it's like they only touch on the good stuff, but on that A&E documentary with Rey Mysterio, they definitely touched on all aspects of his career. So it was one of the better ones. But yeah, I mean, I would actually like to go back and just watch this show if we can at some point. Obviously not on the air because of copyright situations, but I think it would be a fun watch back, at least maybe not the whole thing, at least part of it. But any other thoughts, comments with looking back here at All In?
Time's flying. 4 years ago, they could have graduated high school.
Yes, they could have, Mark. You are right.
Holy crap.
What's that?
You found Sean Mooney.
Nope, even better. Nope, that's the wrong thing I'm dragging over.
Can you watch it? Oh, shit.
Will it load?
Come on.
Will it load?
Fingers crossed.
Holy buckets.
Holy buckets.
Oh, man. Looks like we need to do a little...
All right, boys. Who's got 4 hours?
I
do.
We need to do a
tell you
family
what.
we need to do a family reunion.
We sure do. 4 hours. That ain't bad. That's definitely pre-AEW.
Does this also include the 0 hour? Let me look.
I mean, that's got to be somewhere.
I don't think it does.
Even if it doesn't, that still has to be somewhere on YouTube, right?
Okay, hold on a second. So let's just talk quickly.
Sure.
Hold on. Nope, I didn't want to do that. That's MJF in all his glory. Let's go right here, and I'm gonna it's paused. Nope, it's not paused. Stop. I don't want to see problematic Tessa Blanchard.
Okay, we don't want to see that.
Okay, right there.
Right there.
Okay, not her butt. Brothers, Bullet Club was still a big thing.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Sure was.
In 2018.
Right? Like, when was the last time people really talked about the Bullet Club?
That's a great question.
I see Ace Austin post about it sometimes, but I'm also his friend on
Because
Facebook.
he's like the last dude in Bullet Club.
in the Bullet Club. There's old Jeff Jarrett.
Never lost. Jeff
Always
Jarrett.
on it. If there's a big card to be had, Jeff Jarrett's going to find his way on it.
Boy, does he ever.
That is a fact. Well, Brandy was looking sparkling that evening.
It sure was. Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Yo, the narcotic is here. I feel it.
There it is. You getting that back in your veins, Tim?
Oh, the adrenaline
So,
in my soul.
What
That's
was
right. Glacier was there.
That's right.
Yep, so DDP, Glacier, it's
Dreamer.
Terry, Tommy
Tommy Dreamer. There's the dog.
Pharaoh.
There's Pharaoh. Cody didn't have the neck tattoo yet.
Oh, that's
No.
so much
Oh my
better,
God.
Cody.
So, man, poor decisions hadn't been made yet. Wow, you just see him like walk up just off the side of the stage, huh?
It definitely had some indie feels to it.
Sure
that's for
did.
sure.
Sure did.
They weren't popping off the pyro to scare the dog. That's
No,
nice.
that's
Not
a good
yet.
thing. Not
The pyro's coming.
That dog.
did they have pyro on this show?
Yes, I think Cody's got pyro.
Pyro.
He didn't come up through the stage, so that's different.
Those are very HBK inspired trunks as well.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit there.
Who else was in the Nightmare family? There's two guys in the back I can't pick out.
So let's
there's
look.
Glacier, Dreamer. They're not listed. The
pull-
only people listed:
No.
Brandy, Paige, Glacier, and Dreamer.
So I think one of them is Brandy's dad, I bet.
Okay.
I don't know. I really
Holy
don't
shit,
know.
they had Sam Shaw come out with Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
God, how wild is that?
Like, just looking at this card, like,
It's just really cool to see the different
Chelsea
paths,
Green
like,
wasn't
everybody
injured.
took.
There's a surprise if we're talking surprises on this show.
yeah, Chelsea Green wasn't hurt. Kota Ibushi doesn't wrestle anymore. Kota Ibushi is, like, a part of Scandal right now with New Japan. Marty Scurll for obvious reasons. Flip's still wrestling, but, like,
Jordan Grace was.
Is Flip
Grace
is Flip
competitor.
controlling his narrative? Is he one of them?
I mean, I think he'll be controlling his narrative for quite some time.
I don't think he's
I don't think
officially.
EC3 is going to write a nicely worded letter about Flip Gordon.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The Hurricane was in the Over the Budget Battle Royal.
Oh yeah, he was.
There.
Ethan Page was in the Over the Budget Battle Royal.
Moose, Cutler,
he didn't
Chucky
get-
T, Trent, Rocky Romero,
It took Ethan Page another 2 years to get signed by AEW.
Cheeseburger, Dreamer, Jimmy Jacobs.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He gone. Austin Gunn, Billy Gunn, Marco Stunt, Brian Cage. What happened to that guy? Jordan Grace.
ROH.
Is he? Jordan Grace, Colt Cabana, and Bully Ray.
Oh, you missed a one guy.
Who did I miss?
Scott Colton.
I said Colt Cabana.
You said Cole.
Oh, I didn't hear you say.
Oh yeah, Colt Cabana was there.
Colt Cabanjo.
Where's that guy?
I
yeah.
understand that the Jacksons are in the main event, but it's kind of weird that the main event's just a random 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
Like, structure-wise, it doesn't feel like the main event of this card.
But if you look at, like, the dream match scenario of this, it's Kota Ibushi teaming with the Young Bucks
That's true.
against the best luchadors. Like, Bandito at this point, I think, is, like, on his way up in the Ring of Honor ranks. Phoenix was heard of a little bit from Lucha Underground. And then Rey Mysterio,
Was the
Like-
name that, sure.
like, one of these things just doesn't belong here. Like, for right or wrong, Rey Mysterio is. I don't like using the term things being beneath someone, but All In is definitely not Rey Mysterio's scene.
No, it's not. Like as great as he is, and as wrestling history is going to look at Rey Mysterio. Yeah, he is one of the guys that just does not fit into this world. And again, 2 weeks later, he was back in the WWE, which he probably should have probably been.
So if any of y'all want those fight credentials and want to watch that on your own time, just let me know.
Yeah, for sure. We touched on this on Thursday, and we're not going to obviously go as long form on this episode, but we were talking about the events surrounding All Out and CM Punk and the post media scrum and all of that, injury, suspension, stripping of the title, and all of that. I mean, if you've been on social media over the past few months, you've undoubtedly seen the promo from SmackDown of Triple H having a live HR meeting with CM Punk in the middle of the ring. But I guess the way I'm kind of looking at this is do you think recent events, because when CM Punk left WWE, it was a polarizing moment with wrestling fans, but he comes back, heroes welcome into AEW, and 1 year later, it turned. It aged like milk. For you, do recent events impact CM Punk's wrestling legacy as a whole? And whoever wants to jump in first, feel free.
I think given the amount of things that people have seen their careers canceled, for lack of a better term, or just seen their reputations tarnished, I don't think that what has transpired over this past weekend is even hiccup in comparison. So I don't think it necessarily has any other impact.
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated.
No.
Theories, associations.
Echo.
Question.
Shut up. I don't even, did I say that word? That
I
set
think
her
you
off?
did.
Anyway, I think that if he hadn't come back to AEW and the last we knew of him was him taking his ball, going home, and then getting the shit kicked out of him in UFC, I think that would have had more of an impact than what happened this past weekend does.
All right. Anybody else?
I think it
right.
solidifies
Good.
the thought that when CM Punk doesn't get his way, he just wants to take his ball and go home. I feel like this is just another instance of Punk not necessarily getting what he wanted or having it his way and causing a scene. And instead of him taking his ball and going home, Punk's a little bit smarter. He's a little bit older, forcing the boss to say, you have to go home and sit. He'll get paid this way. So I think it kind of cements that that CM Punk maybe doesn't want to do business when CM Punk doesn't want to do business mentality.
All right. Tim, I think you were going to go.
Can you re-ask the question? I'm sorry, my attention was split.
It's fine. Do recent events impact CM Punk's wrestling legacy?
No, it doubles down.
Okay.
It reinforces his legacy. A guy who is super talented, a guy who literally could reignite a fan base. He did it in WWE. He did it in AEW. But for whatever reason, whether it's an overinflated self-worth, or maybe he's got the right amount of self-worth and he just doesn't accept anything less than what he thinks is the right way. I mean, if you think about like the punk rock, like the guy was straight edge when straight edge wasn't cool. And like it's tough to say because you don't really know much about like CM Punk's upbringing either.
Right.
But you got to think that like this guy has been the same guy for like years, 20 years plus. And now he's just at the point where it's like, before, maybe I can't just be like completely outright with it. Now it's like, I'm old, I'm tired, I'm grouchy, and I work with children, all while eating like Chicago made Entenmann's. Like, it's so great. Like, there are certain points of like the hucklebuck with everything during the presser that was like hard to watch, but hearing him just like talk junk and eat junk food and everything, that was awesome. But I really think that it's a tale of two CM Punks, but it's always been that way.
All right. Intern Mark?
Now, do I think it's going to hurt and tarnish his legacy? That's a no. Not yet anyway, Big Jim. Let me tell you something, brother. I don't think it's going to hurt nothing for nobody. This is the Punk we had kind of with that attitude. He's got attitude. That's what we need, attitude. That's that attitude he had towards the end of his WWE run, and it's coming back because he's tired and he's grouchy and he's upset.
Can we get the verbiage from Punk eating the donuts on the soundboard?
Let me. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Yeah, continue, Mark.
Oh, that's I can talk about donuts, but no, it's not gonna hurt Punk's legacy. No, he's upset. If anything, it's got more eyes on him now, for sure. Everybody's a little more interested. I think he's getting a little stale in the AEW, but this has lit a fire. And then again, CM Punk is kind of a knockout guy, so.
Devin, honey, it's time for bed. Mom, gosh, I said it's clobbering time.
Man, how am I not able to find that clip?
Tony Khan scrubbed it from the internet.
Maybe.
They're at it again.
He bought Twitter.
Maybe.
It's the same guy, right?
Maybe it's unfindable. That all those all the copyright strikes. Maybe they got him. I'm gonna keep looking for it here while I give.
I've got one. Hold on.
While we're on the topic, while you guys are looking it up, what even started him down this path in this media scrum to begin with?
Okay.
Hold on.
So I've got it.
This might be
It
it.
seemed like he was responding.
This
to
is
a
from
question.
Mindy's Bakery, by the way. It's a great place in Chicago if you like pastries and baked goods. I suggest you go there. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, though. Thanks.
All right. Well,
That's really good too.
that's
That's
a
a
good
good
one.
clip. I like that a lot.
So, one of the guys that was in the media scrum reported the stuff about the alleged Punk trying to get Cabana fired.
Nick Hausman,
who also, so if you there's a there's a video clip of the presser before it starts, where it actually formally starts.
But a lot of people by surprise your loss 2 weeks ago, and your foot injury came.
Okay, he's still scrubbing.
wear?
So
Yeah.
he
Curtains, because they're really comfortable.
and so he like fishingly asks, "Hey, do you still hang out with Scott Colton?" Or hey, because he recognized him as someone who used to do improv with Scott or with Colt Cabana. And
Punk realized this.
Punk did. There was no question during the press conference at all that Punk needed to answer. Punk came in with an agenda. Premeditated Jones. Like, just went in and was like, "Hey, I see you. You used to hang out with Cabana. Do you still hang out with Cabana? I don't. You don't either. So why are we reporting this crap?" Now, why he decided he wanted to dunk on Hangman Adam Page so hard, like, have y'all have seen that video of Shaq dunking on that poor white center, putting his balls on his chest and then shoving him to the court? That's what CM Punk did to Hangman Page in this press conference. Like, backed down Hangman Page, jumped up, balls to chest, dunked on him, and then pushed him into the crowd.
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody, like, he went all in on everybody. And it was, and just seeing Tony Khan sit there and be like, "Oh, Mr. Punk, can I have some of your seltzer water?" Like,
how do you as the CEO sit there and allow the guy to trash your EVP saying they couldn't even manage a target? How do you just
Ryan,
sit there?
Can you hit this breaking news sounder really quick?
Yes.
Tim Taylor here, 3CT Action News. I have a person close to this the situation here. I've got Ryan with us. Ryan, are you there? Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you, Tim, but I see your lips moving.
Appreciate it. Thank you. So we just heard from CM Punk that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega couldn't even manage a target. With your expertise, do you think they could actually manage a target?
I'm not sure what it takes to manage a target. I was never able to get to that level. Back to you, Tim.
Like, It's a great line.
It's a great line.
It
I
sure
found the line. I can't find
I
the
just don't know
clip.
how you as Tony Khan sit there and allow that to fucking be said about your.
Well, I mean, he
executive
tried to
vice
interject,
president.
and Punk said, "Sit down, bitch. The daddy's talking." That's exactly, I think, what Punk told him. But this is the. He said, "Sorry if I get snippy. I'm hurt. I'm old. I'm tired, and I work with fucking children." I couldn't actually find the video clip of it, but that was the line itself. Look, for me, I don't know right now if we know if it hurts his legacy or not. Because I don't know if the final chapter of CM Punk has been written. But sitting here right now, and I think Ryan, you kind of touched on it. Tim, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, I think this cements what CM Punk is, and for some people, it's the way he left WWE, and it looks like the way he could potentially be leaving AEW. Is as a pissy, grumpy, angry dude who didn't get his way, even though he was at the top of the card. And for some people who like are looking at the situation and are going, this is like, there's still people defending CM Punk, and they're still on CM Punk's side. And I'm not judging anyone either way, but like there's people who they're like, for me, like it impacts it to solidify, I think, what we know about CM Punk. And he believes everything that he thinks he is. He doesn't have respect for people in authority in the wrestling business, because to me, he doesn't respect Tony Khan. I don't think he respected Triple H or Vince McMahon when he was there, especially at the end. So I think it impacts it, but maybe it's because it solidifies it, if nothing else. And I think people who are pro Punk will probably continue, for the most part, to be pro Punk. I think people who maybe are anti Punk will probably continue to be anti Punk. And then they're probably
the best thing about all of this is that you tweeted during this, Jim, a bit about Tony Khan, and Burger King responded to your tweet. Right. Because you made a joke about French fries and Tony Khan face.
Well, yeah, because it was
the greatest thing about all of this.
Well, it was the video clip of.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
And I quote tweeted that video of when Burger King gives you fries instead of onion rings.
And you didn't tag Burger King in that, correct?
No. This was and honestly, if you think about social media, it's actually smart for what Burger King did. I'm going to see if I can find the exact exchange.
So Ryan did the Lord's work in Facebook. If you go to that Twitter post,
I got it. So I tweeted
17 seconds later. 17 seconds into the video that Ryan just sent us.
Okay, but I had tweeted out the video of Tony Punk. Say, I'm not gonna sit here and take that fucking shit. I said, when Burger King gives you fries instead of onion rings, and at Burger King replies to me, "We're sorry to hear your order was not accurate for you. Kindly provide us with your contact information, including your full name, phone number, and email address, order receipt, the date and time of your visit, as well as your store location. We'll look into this for you." And I was fucking dying. But yeah, it's when you're thinking about like social media, that's actually really smart of Burger King to have people that will basically vanity search their brand, so that if somebody has an issue, then they can address it even if they're not tagged. So yeah, it was
1 year later.
I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children. I'm tired of wrestling these kids that think they know everything. You know.
I'm back because there's a hell of a lot of young talent that I wished I was surrounded by 10 years ago. So in saying that, I sit back and I say, well, hell, they're there now, so why aren't you? Here I am.
What kids
1
is he
year
even
later.
talking
I'm
about?
old and I'm fucking.
What's that?
What kids is he even talking about wrestling?
Well,
like
you let Marco Stunt go.
besides Darby, like isn't he wrestled people on the wrong side of 30?
MJF,
Oh,
MJF, the Young Bucks, Kenny
Hangman.
Omega, they're all kids.
Hangman.
I mean, they're all
Hangman.
younger than.
Because he
I mean,
has
they're younger than Punk, but he's what 46.
wrong side
I
of
don't
40.
I don't think a young buck is considered a young.
But
wrestler anymore.
the shot I think was at the young but but I think that also has to go because he has an issue with Hangman Page dating back to their feud when Page made a comment in one of the promos. I think it was like one of the workers' rights that I don't
about his work. What was it about? I thought it was about his
workers' rights. Workers' rights. I think it had to do with. And
he fucking said it right to Punk's face when Punk could have responded though.
Right. But like,
and Punk gave him the.
But here's the thing:
next fucking week when he's not there, able to respond.
If nobody
continues to bring this shit up,
if nobody would have told you that line from Hangman Page had something to do with Colt Cabana, would you have ever known that was about Colt Cabana?
No,
ever. And that's the thing. And that was in May. That was before Double or Nothing. And Punk brings that up in August. Like, what are you so mad about? Like, nobody knew that was about that. And if you have a problem with it, address it with the person and with the people who are running your company.
Let's put this to bed. Who's the bigger tool, CM Punk or EJ?
EJ.
Probably EJ.
Punk's off the hook.
Punk is off the hook.
Here's a fun question before we get to
tell
Marco.
EJ you were talking shit on him.
Wow, he's your biggest fan.
I want you guys to guess.
I'm sorry, I'm upset. Okay.
It's okay. I want you all to guess the age difference between Charles Montgomery Punk,
Chick Magnet Punk,
and the oldest Young Buck, Matt
4
Jackson.
years.
6 years.
8 years.
Year and a half.
CM Punk turns 44 on October 26th. Matt Jackson turned 37 in March. The answer is 6 years.
Ooh.
Now, Nick is 33. So Nick is a kid, and Nick is the one who went to Forbes and actually stated that CM Punk was going to get him fired. And Tony Khan admitted to that on the press conference. He said, I should have said no comment when Nick said that thing to Vanity Fair or Forbes or whatever he said. He said Nick.
Okay.
There's only like one. What Nick? His cousin Nick Khan? Like
Nick
Could
Khan.
be Nick Swartzen.
Could be Nick.
It could be Nick Kroll. It could be Nick.
What if it was Eugene?
Nicotrell?
It was Nicotrell.
It was Nicotrell.
Nicotrell. What if it was Nick at Night?
Speaking of Nick at Night, don't you got some stuff for us, Mr. Mark?
All right, yeah, Mark, you are now you're in the hot seat. We have talked about Phil from Chicago, and that'd be Chick Magnet Punk. That was under oath, Tim. We have talked about CM Punk enough. So, Mark, you have the bucket of topics, or how exactly are you approaching this? We can't hear you, Mark.
Is there an echo?
No, I think we're okay. No, we're
There
not.
is
There's
now
a little
that
bit of
you've
an
changed your stupid
Put the other
headphones
headset
again.
back on. What are you doing? Oh my god.
I just found them laying here, and I thought I'd try them out.
Yeah, they're still bad.
And have you done anything with them since the last time they didn't work?
No, I forgot the charger. I'll tell you that.
What a guy. What a king. This Hersheymark.
I'll make them wet bottom too. Well, now looky here. So I ain't got no hat, but I got something just as good.
Oh God.
Oh my God! It's a Pillsbury Doughboy. Is that a cookie jar?
It is a cookie jar.
Oh my God!
Good old Poppin' Fresh.
Woohoo!
He beheaded the Poppin' Fresh.
Oh my God, Mark! What are you doing? You're a monster.
He's supposed to giggle, but his little giggle box stopped working. Remember when your giggle box stopped
That
working?
happens. Yeah. Well, you know, I take a little blue pill for that.
Your giggle box.
Wings. It makes me laugh
Every time. Every single time.
Whenever I'm down again, whenever I want to come in here and I want to start dunking on MJF, you just need to, as soon as I start thinking those letters, you just need to hit wings. Wings. I feel better.
World Championship wings.
World Championship wings. So, Mark, how are we doing this?
Well, I got enough cookies for everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Plenty of cookies. So now I went ahead and I did the this or that. Is that how it works? This or that?
Sure, that's fine. This is on you, Mark. I gave the reins to Smokey a few weeks ago. I gave the reins to Matt a couple weeks ago.
That motherfucker back on Thursday said this and that.
Now he's saying this or that. He's lying to the audience.
This is this or that. This and that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, come on, Smokey.
Well, in that case, so we can just go around, and I got quite a few. I didn't know how many I was supposed to make.
You're in charge, Mark.
So I got a lot. So we can just run down like the other week we did with Smokey. Everybody can take one. We'll just keep on going. How's that sound?
That works.
So we start at the top and work our way down.
Sure.
And that looks like that's you, Big Jim.
That's me. I'm first.
Is that right? Does that upset you?
No, I'm good.
All right. So this or this and that. Is that what we're calling this?
Is it this and that? How does that even work? This or that, you said.
All right, this or that. So the first one here in the cookie jar, I've got the McDonald's Shamrock Shake or the Arby's Mint Andes Shake.
Oh, that's Shamrock Shake. Shamrock Shake all the way.
Shamrock Shake every day of the week. I mean, every day. Now it looks like that's Smokey. That's got to be Smokey. Now, Smokey, it's this or that. I got Inky or Blinky. They're the two of the ghost characters from Pac-Man.
Yes, naturally. I'm a huge Inky fan, so I'll have to say Inky.
You know what color Inky is?
He was pink.
No, that was Pinky.
Naturally. He was yellow.
No, there was no yellow ghost.
He was the blue ghost.
Yes, he was the blue ghost. You're correct. All right, I got to get a good one here from Matthew. All right, Matthew, here's a good one. Mrs. Garrett or Pearl? Now, these are the two housekeepers that had prominent roles in different strokes on different seasons. There you go. Pearl.
I'm aware of who they are. Mrs. Garrett.
I think there's a sounder on the board for this. Do you want to find it for Matt?
I have no idea who that is.
No, it's actually Matt answering.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I have that one.
Oh my.
Who gives a shit?
I could have said Adelaide, but I went with Pearl and Mrs. Garrett. You picked the right one, Matt.
I know.
All right, now Tim, we got now here's one: the 1980s or the 1990s.
That's easy. The 90s. It was so much better than the 80s.
I don't know. Were you alive in the 80s, Tim?
Yes, sir. You're
just a young man.
Yes, young man.
He was just a young.
There's no need to
he was
feel
a young,
bad.
not that old man.
Big Jim, we're going back to you.
Okay.
Is that all right? Now here's this is a tough one. Bottle caps or circus peanuts?
Oh, bottle caps every fucking day of the week, twice on Sunday. Get that circus peanut bullshit out of here. That's not even a question. You can get that shit. If you hate circus peanuts, you can go over to 3countthursday.com, find our TeePublic merchandise store, and you can get the basically the Say No to Circus Peanuts t-shirt.
Just say no. Kid.
Merchandising.
Don't let friends eat circus peanuts.
That's right.
Speaking of circus peanuts, Smokey, you're up here with I got Darcy or Stacy. Now you know who they are from the twins from 90 Day Fiance. I'm wondering which one you prefer.
I've always had an eye for Stacy.
You ain't lying. Darcy is so full of drama.
She's also the blue one.
She's the blue. Well, she probably is the blue one. Go ahead. 1, 2. All right. Oh, here's a good one for Matt. Matt, we got Sweet Brown or Charles Ramsey?
Charles Ramsey.
Hell yes.
That's right. Because ain't nobody got time for that. And it was a dead giveaway. Matt was going to go with Charles Ramsey. Dead giveaway.
Don't do it, Mark. Keep going. Keep going.
All right. Now, Tim, here's a good one for Tim. Very good. Now, Toys R Us or KB Toys?
KB Toys.
You know that's right.
Wow.
No question.
Toys R Us to me was too big of a toy store to be relevant. Like, it had way too much stuff. KB Toys, there's like 4 aisles in the mall. It was just wall-to-wall toys.
It was just right.
I didn't have to worry about buying a bicycle or an inflatable pool or anything else. Like, it was all there.
Hasbro's right there.
It was just right. It was just right.
Now, Jim, here's a good one for you. I got Big Dick Devin or Larry Peace.
That's easy.
That's unwinnable.
I'll go Devin. He's at least loyal to us.
Did you know Larry Peace is single again?
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, he is. It's a shame the girl with the crazy eyes didn't work.
I was hoping for the uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Will you stop? The girl with the crazy eyes. All right.
Hey, if you want to learn how to referee, Larry Peace is doing a wrestling seminar.
Oh, I think that was 2 days ago.
Oh, it already happened.
Yeah, it's still going on. I'm sure.
Oh, hey guys, anybody bring me a Wawa?
Right now he's telling them what comes between when you count 1 and 2.
And
1.
All right, Mark, keep going. Keep going.
All right, so we got now. There's a good one for Smokey because he may have had both of these. It's Nugs or Funky Fries.
Oh, Nugs every day.
Nugs.
Is that a brand?
No, that's the boneless wings at Funk Brewing.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, those sauces are good though. I do have to make it out again here soon for another
We
trivia
want
night.
to have. You're invited to come. All right, Matthew. How about orange juice or apple juice?
Apple juice.
He was invited to come.
All right, Tim. We got Richard Dawson or Ray Combs.
Richard Dawson, Mr. Steal Your Girl. He didn't care. If you were a woman on that dais for Family Feud, you were getting kissed on the mouth.
Didn't matter.
Your husband's right there.
Don't matter. 88.
Your daughter's 16.
Don't matter. 80-year-old granny. Don't matter.
Did Ray Combs hang himself?
He did.
I'm sure he did.
He sure did. It's a shame.
Dickie Dawson. He was so good. He was also good in Match Game.
Good old Dickie. He was great in Match Game. That's he was so good. Then he got bitter towards the end when Family Feud started to take off because he felt he was above the Match Game.
Focus, Mark. Focus.
But he wasn't the host of Match Game, was he?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he was on the celebrity panel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Big Jim, I think it's your turn. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, now I got Cap'n Crunch or Dig'em Frog from Sugar Smacks.
Ooh. I gotta go Cap'n Crunch though. They got all the varieties too.
We'll accept Cap'n Crunch.
Variety is the spice.
You're not
of
asking
life.
the cereal, right? You're asking the mascot.
character.
Got the mascot. Yeah,
Then I'm going. I'm going to change. Can I change my answer?
You can change your answer to.
I'll go Dig'em. I'll go Dig'em. If we're talking just mascot.
Dig'em. Yeah, he was pretty.
Cap'n Crunch seems like he'd be a little bit of a prick.
He does.
Oh, look at my stupid fucking hat.
Do you know Cap'n Crunch's real name?
Oh, somebody just asked this at work. I can't. Go ahead.
Something like Horatio something.
Crunch.
Horatio Crunch. I think it's Morgan Davey. Hello,
Horatio Magellan Crunch.
Yep. Jesus.
All right,
Can
here
we
we go.
start
with
calling CM Punk CHM Punk?
Yes.
Captain Horatio Magellan Punk. Continue.
I'm there for
All right,
it.
now we have to Smokey. Smokey, I got shoe fly pie or wet bottom shoe fly pie.
Oh, that's a dumb question. It needs to be wet bottom.
You got to have your bottoms wet.
Uh,
How you like that?
oh, it's not the whole one. Hold on.
I like it a lot.
I'll make it
And
wet
Matt-
bottom too. How you like that?
I like it a lot. They got to be wet bottom. Who wants a dry bottom? Tough to eat. It's too dry. How about Bigfoot or Sasquatch?
Give me Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Sasquatch is generally Canadian. When you get north, it becomes Sasquatch.
Thank
All
you.
right, Tim, Harry McGallagher or Gary McGallagher?
Whoever the original is.
That's Gary McGallagher.
Here it is.
Harry was because we didn't know what his name was. Big Jim, I'm back to you, and you got another cereal one.
All right.
Blueberry or Count Chocula?
Man.
Is the cereal or the mascot?
Yeah.
This one I was thinking the actual cereal.
The actual cereal?
Oh, that's easy then.
Boo Berry.
Oh, you got it. Blueberry.
They're
all
out
day.
now. They brought Fruit Brute back this year.
The fuck is a
He's
fruit
a
brute?
beauty, too.
You don't
He's
know
the were-
Fruit Brute?
What is a fruit brute?
Look up
He's the
Fruit
way-
Brute.
Fruit
The
brute.
the entire group is together again.
Good. Pretty Yummy Mummy. His
Yep.
career became unraveled.
Oh, they brought Yummy Mummy too?
I think everything's
they back
back this
Oh,
year.
I
I think I
didn't know
saw all
that.
of them back.
Welcome
Oh
back.
my god. All right. Well, I'm gonna.
Fruit Brute.
Looks like I'm going
All
to
right,
the grocery store
yeah.
this weekend, boys.
Smokey, these are the characters. Burger King character or the Duke of Doubt character?
The Duke of what?
The Duke of Doubt. Remember the Duke of Doubt from the Burger King commercials back in the 80s?
I don't have to go with the King.
Are you sure you
I
want the
have
Duke of Doubt?
no idea who that is.
I have no. Yeah, I don't. I don't know who the Duke of Doubt is.
No, Duke of
I
Doubt.
thought you were going to ask about the Burger King Kids Club kids.
That's a good one, too. I don't have any questions about the Kids Club kids. Hello.
Next time.
Is the
Now,
Duke of Doubt the new person in charge of England?
Yeah.
Oh, too soon, Ryan.
Oh, it's been a couple days. Fuck you. It's Tuesday.
You're an asshole.
You are an asshole.
Man. They didn't even put
Ryan.
the Queen down yet, and you're making
How
fun
dare
of her.
you?
You're ignorant.
You're a monster.
How dare you,
Like,
Ryan?
you've known me for how many years? You've realized this now?
No, we always knew.
That's fair.
All right. Now, where are we at, Matthew? I think we're back to you.
Yes.
Matt, Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth?
Oh, Diamond Dave.
Man, he's so good.
Sammy Lee Hagar can't even.
By the way,
drive
that's the Duke of
55.
Doubt.
I've never seen that guy ever.
Yeah, there he is.
Horrifying.
Duke of Doubt, more like Duke of Gout. Look
Holy
at
like-
that.
hell! Look at the jowls on that guy.
Like Sammy Guevara put 2 walnuts on each side of his mouth.
Sammy Guevara playing Chubby Bunny.
You can look up Sir Shakes a Lot, too. That was a...
No, we don't have time for that, Mark. We got to keep
No,
rolling.
we all know what Michael J. Fox looks like. Keep moving.
Oh my god!
We're running out of time. All right, Tim, we got...
Michael.
Tim, I got Morris Day or Prince.
Prince.
Man, you can't go wrong with Prince. Big Jim, how do you feel the Magnificent or Majestic?
What's that?
Magnificent or Majestic? The which one would you prefer to be called?
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
Like
I see
Kirby.
him
Like
worse
Kirby the
Majestic.
Magnificent Fluffy Dog.
Oh my God, he's sitting right here being the best
So
dog I ever saw in my
majestic.
life. Best dog I saw in my life. So majestic. All right, Smokey, chili or French onion soup?
Chili.
Yeah, buddy.
Chili.
Yeah, never been a fan of
What's
French
in
onion.
chili?
Oh my god, I love a French onion soup.
All right, Matt,
Melted
how do you
cheese
feel
on
about
top? Yeah.
Matthew, is it a milkshake or a fribble for you?
Oh, I'm getting a fribble.
A fribble. I'd like 2 strawberry fribbles, 1 for each hand. All right, Tim. How about the can do or the goblet toss? Which one are you playing?
The hell is that?
You know, the can do is the one with the milk cans and the softballs, and you got to throw the ball in the milk can.
And knock the cans down, right?
No, that's knock them down. The can do, you got to get the ball on the top of the milk jug.
Oh, that's right.
That's a tough one. And then
Have you never seen Mark's giant
I love
stuffed
putting
animal pictures?
You're right. I love putting my balls on jugs.
What's the goblet toss?
That one is where you have all the different goblets, and there's several different colors spread throughout, and your ball has to land on one of the colored ones to win.
Oh, that's
Sure.
where I got that big ass octopus that's here in the house.
That one.
Down there at the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk this summer.
That one.
Tim's goblet tossing. I got a lot more. I got to keep going, Big Jim. I'm sorry you're upset.
My God, let's go.
How about Downtown Julie Brown or Martha Quinn?
Ooh. Let's go Downtown Julie Brown.
Yeah, you got to go with Downtown Julie Brown. Smokey Amos or Vernon? Now, Amos, of course, had the Dutch-made bakery, and Vernon has the Countryside Bakery. Which one are you going with?
The Dutch Made Bakery is great, but I'm going to have to go with Vernon and Countryside. Those are the best whoopie pies I've ever eaten in my entire life.
God, you'll never eat a better whoopie pie. Oh, here's a good one for Matt. The York State Fair or the Great Elizabethtown Fair?
I'll choose the Elizabethtown one just because I don't have to deal with the traffic or any of the people that come to York for it.
It's good, solid reasoning.
I like it. Tim, how about the Yeti or the Abominable Snowman?
The Abominable Snowman.
He's not a Yeti. All right, Big Jim, how about the... do you prefer to have 2 quarters or a $50 in the form of a 50-cent piece?
Ooh, well, I know if I'm getting that $50, it's going to be over at Rob's Subs. That's a good Tuesday at Roots. So I'm going to go $50, Mark.
Man, I'm right there with you. It's a great Tuesday at Roots.
Fun fact, I actually have a $50 that I carry with me everywhere in my wallet.
Aw. Where'd it come from, Tim? Is there meaning behind it?
I think it came from the Central Market in Lancaster. There's an Amish place that does pretzels in there. And I got a 50-cent piece back, and first of all, I was fuming, but then I was like, man, I have a permanent coin that I can flip at any time. Because like the novelty of having a $50 on top of, a $50 is a perfect size coin to flip.
Perfect.
Anytime you can't decide, you pull out that coin.
100%.
I like your thinking.
I just go to my coin flip app.
Not the same.
Yeah,
coin flip app.
I don't want to leave it to computer chance.
I don't need to have a filthy ass coin in my pocket.
It's in my wallet. It's
Nobody
on my
got
pocket.
time for that.
Nobody got time.
Continue, Mark.
Tim, I think I'm up to you now. Tim, I
I feel like once you have the coin, though, you could just sanitize it and keep the coin clean. It's in your wallet then.
It's still
It's
dirty.
in your wallet.
It's
Your
dirty.
wallet.
It's dirty money, Ryan. Dirty.
Tim, are you going with Post Malone or Post Cereal?
Post cereal.
It's a wide variety. Big Jim, are you going with Chuck Woolery or Bob Eubanks?
Why couldn't you ask me that question?
Fuck Chuck Woolery. Bob Eubanks, baby.
Fuck you, buddy.
What?
Woolery is a fucking psychopath. Have you know nothing about that ass?
2 and 2, baby.
He's horrible. Chuck Woolery is
Chuck Woolery's the man.
Chuck Woolery is human garbage.
Wow.
Bob Eubanks making whoopee.
Smokey, Grandpa Joe or Jenny from Forrest Gump?
Oh, they're both fucking assholes.
They are. They're the absolute worst in movie history.
God darn it. That's probably the single hardest question you've ever asked me, Mark.
I think it is. I can't pick one. I'd have to flip a coin.
Man, I'm gonna say I'll take this and that, and then pick them both.
Trash.
Man, fuck them.
Both of them go to hell.
What a cowardly response.
All right, hold on. Let me work through this.
Think about it here.
Did Jenny get AIDS?
Yes.
So she got her own. She got what was coming to her. Then I'll say Grandpa Jones.
All right, because he didn't get what was coming to him, even though he stole fizzy lifting drink.
Yeah, I'll say Grandpa Jones then. H took care of the other one.
Well, because Grandpa Joe, he sat there and let that family waller in fucking poverty forever.
Yeah, see, that's a good point. Joe was affecting the family.
Yeah,
that family couldn't split a loaf of bread, and that motherfucker laid there and did nothing. And as soon as he got the golden ticket, he's like, "Look at me dancing, look at me singing." Fuck that guy.
What did Jenny really even do? Would take advantage of a simpleton? Like, who has?
I mean, that's an awful thing to do.
I mean, it is. But then he got Little Forrest, and look how much Forrest loved Little Forrest.
I'm just saying there are assistance programs for families out there. They didn't take advantage of that either. All right, fuck Grandpa Joe.
Thank you.
All right, Matt. Do you prefer the moon or Uranus?
I'm glad I got that one. So I can say the moon.
The moon.
Oh my.
Smokey was promised the moon, but he preferred Uranus.
I love that Mark has a fucking answer for
every
question he asks, regardless of how we choose.
It doesn't matter. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. All right, Tim, Periwinkle or Magenta? I'm talking about the Blue's Clues characters.
Magenta.
Oh, she's a beautiful pup. Beautiful pup.
Magenta all day.
Magenta. Periwinkle's nice and all, but man, Magenta.
Nah, Periwinkle's a piece of shit.
Well, you know. Speaking of which, Big Jim, are you going with Big Ed or Angela? They're from 90 Day Fiance. Big Eddie doesn't.
I'll say I would go Big Ed. That poor fucker doesn't have a neck.
But now he's with Liz.
I have no clue who that is, but sure.
Hey, Smokey, here's a good one for you. Live at home or live at camp?
Man, growing up, I always loved going to camp. So I'd go hang out with Backstreet Boy Brian to camp.
All right, that's what he inspired me to put that in there.
We'd pitch a tent together.
All right, Matt, are you going with Zach or AC Slater?
AC Slater. Zach Morris is trash.
Thank you.
Zach Morris is trash.
Thank you. There's a whole internet series directed to it.
Trash. Tim, here's a great one for you. Smokey Bear or Woodsy Owl?
Smokey T. Bear.
Every day of the week. Woodsy only cared about pollution. Smokey cared about animal lives with forest fires.
That's right.
Big Jim, are you going with hash browns or tater tots?
Ooh. Tater tots.
So good. So good.
They can get crispier because they're smaller.
And there's they're good. And the butter kind of absorbs in them. So good. Smokey, do you like the Trailblazer or the Cocoa Cruiser?
I never rode the Cocoa Cruiser, so I have to see the Trailblazer.
It's for children.
No. Where's that at in the park?
That's over by the Fender Bender. In the Mini Scrambler.
I couldn't even tell you where it's at.
Right there by Studio H. You used to work there. It's right behind Studio H.
I don't think it's there anymore, is it?
No, it turned it into some kind of racist thing, but it's not open to the public.
It turned into some sort of racist thing?
Jesus, I didn't think they did that shit at Hershey.
It's racist.
You heard it here first, folks.
Racist.
Mark, not that I'm afraid that we're going to be on this podcast until next Tuesday, but about approximately how many more of these do you have?
Probably 50.
So I'm just going to let you know that I'm driving to Florida right after this. If we could
okay,
I don't know.
Let's
wrap it up.
Let's finish up this round and one more, and then
2 rounds.
And we'll close it up then for this episode.
All right.
But hold on to those, Mark, because we'll come back to this.
I'm sorry. I'm already in Florida.
Yes,
I've
you're
been
in Florida right
for
now.
3 days.
Hey, come on, Tim. How is vacation?
It's beautiful this time of year.
It's always sunny in Florida.
The COVID is just amazing here.
So,
now here's a great one for Matt. I mean, a darn good one. Mayonnaise or Miracle Whip?
Mayonnaise.
Matt likes his condiments. He likes to stay safe. Oh, not that. I'm sorry. Tim, speaking of safe, I'm glad you made it to Florida. Now, are you going, when you need to grab something, are you going to the Dollar General or are you going to the Dollar Tree?
I'm going to the Dollar Tree.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. Big Jim, are you siding with Amos Byler or Isaac Byler? They're both contractors and they're both potentially going to do some work to my house, depending on which one comes back first. Which one do you like?
Ooh, I think Amos is the way to go.
Famous Amos.
Amos. I'm sorry that upsets anyone. Smokey, do you like the mighty Conestoga River or the mighty Susquehanna?
Oh, the mighty Susquehanna.
The gateway to the West.
Man, it's beautiful this time of year down on the river. Let me see. Let me get a good one here. Let me get a dig in deep here from Matt.
Dig 'em.
Oh, here we go. Willy Wonka or Milton Hershey?
I'm going to pick Milton just because of you putting the fucking Wonka bar on your top 5 Halloween candies.
Man, you ever bite into that and find a golden ticket like Augustus Gloop, you're going to put it in your top 5 too.
All right, let's close this out with Tim.
Tim, the last one. Are you going with Grimace or Mayor McCheese?
That is tough, and I'm going to go with the right answer here, and that is Mayor McCheese. Because if you get in good with Mayor McCheese, when he dies, he could name you the next Mayor McCheese.
You could be the next mayor.
And I would love to be Mayor McCheese.
There you go.
You make a great Mayor McCheese.
That's absolutely the right answer. He had the better ride in the play area too.
Yeah.
He had the slide.
That's true.
Grimace just had like the giant jail cell.
Yeah, it was a jail cell on a spring, right? I think is what.
Right.
Yeah.
It's Mayor McCheese all day, every day.
That's a great.
He's the best McDonald's Land character.
There it is. All right. Well, that's where we're going to leave for this week. We had another topic, but that one can always be tabled for another week. That was a quick one anyway. We'll get to that another time.
What was the other topic? I don't even know
what would Jim Johnston's Hall of Fame song be?
Oh, that's a good topic.
Yeah. So we'll get to that another time. Spoiler alert for a future episode here of the 3CT podcast. You can find us all the time over on any podcast platform, YouTube as well. 3Count Thursday on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can get our merchandise over at tpublic.com. We appreciate all the support. Tell somebody you enjoy the show. Share it with them. Get as many people as always. We'll be back live Thursday night on Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. Until then, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin.